All right. So we have one person who wants to respond so far to question number 18. What did you think?
1/2.
1/2. Anybody else? 1/2. That's what you thought. Anybody else? So it says a coin is tossed and a card is drawn from a standard deck of cards. What's the probability of landing on the tail and choosing a red card? What did you think? What did you think? 1/2. Okay, so let's talk about this. How many things are we doing, which are called events?
2.
2, right? So on your paper, remember, I wanted you to write this. I wanted this mark, and I wanted this mark. And then you're multiplying to find the total number of possible events. Okay? So how many, when you flip a coin, you have how many options?
2.
2, so there should be a 2 here. And when you pick a card, there should be what?
13. No, 26.
Wait a minute. No. There should be what? 52. Right? So there are how many different ways? When you flip a coin and pick a card, there's going to be how many? There's going to be 104. Very good. All right? 104. Everybody with me on this? All right? So there's 104. This right here, I want you to remember, is the total. This is the total. Now, that's going to be our what? Numerator or our denominator? Yeah, the one underneath, which is the denominator. All right? So 104 goes in the denominator. Now, the next part is to figure out how many different ways that you want that actually can happen. All right? So, for example, you want it to be a what? You want it to be a tail. So how many different ways can it come out to be a tail? How many ways? When you flip a coin. When you flip a coin, how many tails are there?
1.
1. There is one possibility when you flip a coin. Is everybody with me? So that's why this number right here would go 1. Then it says you want a red card. How many red cards are there?
26.
There are 26. So you have how many different combinations for it to be a 1 and a red card? How many? I mean, not a 1, but a tail and a red card. How many different possibilities? There's 26. And that's the numerator. 26. And 26 out of 104 is what? Tell me. 1/4. You are correct. That was very, very good. Very good. All right. Another way you might want to look at this is I'm going to show you a little shortcut here. Look up, please. How many ways are there to get, or what's the probability of getting a tail?
1/2.
1/2. What's the probability of getting a red card? 1/2. So guess what? 1/2 times 1/2. I know what you meant. You didn't mean to add. You meant to what? Multiply. What's 1/2 times 1/2? 1/4. That's another way. All right. This right here is how I want you to understand it. All right. This down here is kind of like it's kind of like a little shortcut. All right. So now, please speak up. Yes, ma'am. Because there's 26 red cards out of 52. What? Tell me.
It's because there's 4, like there's diamonds, spades, hearts, and clubs. So the spades and clubs are black, and the hearts and diamonds are red.
That's
so like
exactly
it's
right.
just half of 52 divided by
2 out of 4.
26.
Exactly. That's another way of looking at it. All right. Now, hopefully, again, you feel a little better today, or I should say after today. All right. So now we're just going to go around the room. I'm just going to have you answer the questions. So if I randomly dial a 7-digit phone number, how many different phone numbers would there be?
I mean, So like I wanna say like what I feel like I'm wrong.
No, go ahead. It's okay. You know I'm going to tell you.
It's there's seven.
7 possibilities.
Or not 7. There's more than that. It's all the different.
Yes, exactly correct.
I know, but I'm like not. That's what I think there's like.
So let me show you. Let me show you how simple it is.
Well,
All right.
7 times 7.
All right. Let's find out. You want a 7-digit phone number, right?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Pay attention. Thomas, you ready? Everybody listening. You ready? So how many numbers are there going to be?
7.
7. So here's why you're not understanding. Because you're not going what? You're not doing this. You're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 options you have. How many different numbers can the first number be?
1.
How many?
9.
7.
How many? Tell them, girl. 10.
Wait, I thought so.
Because you can do 0 through 9. 0 through 9 are 10. All right? Now, the second number can have how many? 10. What? Hold up. Stop. And let me answer a question. Why are you saying, who's saying, why is it 10? How many numbers are there? How many digits, I should say? Count them.
Oh, 0.
Yes. 0 is a digit. Most people accidentally say 9. All right. So again, you have to remember the digits are just the numbers that make up all the other numbers. Bradley, are you with me? Right? So I have 0 through 9, which is what? 10. All right. Now, does everybody see that? So if you have a 7-digit number and someone randomly pushes the buttons, what's the chance that they're going to pick your number? All right. It's 1 out of how many? A 1 with how many zeros?
A million.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. So there are how many different phone numbers? There are 10 million different phone numbers. There are 10 million different phone numbers. All right? Does everybody understand now why they have to have area codes? Right? Because there's a lot more than 10 million phone numbers. Right? Yes.
Is that why people say like 1?
Yes. All right, that's literally what we're talking about. All right? So if we only had to guess your 7 digits, I would have a 1 in 10 million chance of guessing your phone number. Which probably means what?
You're not going to
It's not going to happen. All right? It's not going to happen. Yes, you have a robocaller, right? It just dials every single possible number. That's possible. All right, so let's look at number 2. I want you thinking now. So the answer here, let me make sure this is correct, you guys. I want to make sure everybody wrote down 10 million, correct? We wrote down 10 million, not 1 in 10 million. Number 2. What? Go. Okay. Number 2, it says, first-year students at school must choose between 5 English, 4 history, 5 math, and 3 physical education classes. So how many different classes, combinations of classes are there going to be? Yes, ma'am. You tell me. What are you thinking? Yes, let's do the line. That's exactly correct. How many choices am I making here? I'm making 4 choices. That is correct. How many English classes are there? So I put a 5 here. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. And what do I do with those numbers? Multiply them together. If I multiply all that together, I get... Look right here. Look, I'm going to show you how to do it. What's 5 times 5? 25 times 4. 25 times 4. 100 times 3. There you go. All right. So there's 300 different ways that you could take an English, a history, a math, and a PE. All right? You will someday. All right, number 3. One card each is drawn from 4 different standard decks of cards. So, how many lines do I need to put down?
4.
4 lines. So everybody's got to put down 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So how many choices do you have the first time? You have 52. And then the next one. That's right. And then, and what do I do with those numbers? That's correct. All right, now you can get out your calculator and tell me what 52 times 52, or you could say 52 to the 4th power.
I got it.
What is it?
It's
A big number.
73. No, it's 7,311,660.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
7,311,616. Now again, boys especially, you're not supposed to write that number down. You're supposed to do what? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do it on your own calculator. Don't just wait for me to do it and then you write down the answer. You hear me, Diesel? It's no good. You got to do it. Everybody's got to do it.
Also on calculators, it's like separated, because mine was separated by like 73, then there was a space, then there was like...
I just have to look at your calculator. I just have to look at your calculator. Bring it in tomorrow and I'll show you. All right, so here we go. Number 4. Man, why don't you read that one?
A store offers shoes with either extra stability or in 4 different.
So the question is, how many different possible ways? All right, how many choices are we making here?
4.
So it says a store offers running shoes
Oh.
with either extra stability or extra cushioning. Right, we have 2 choices. That is exactly right. So we need to do 2 here and 2 here. Do you agree? And so your first choice requires how many? How many choices do you have? Say it. 2. And your second one is how many? No, I don't think so. From what? Yeah. There you go. The other number is 4. You with me? So how many different types of shoes are there? 8. All right, I'm listening. Madam.
Why is it 2 lines? Because it says, like, the manufacturers is 4 things.
Well, that's what this one is.
Yeah, but the line.
No, those are options. So what I'm saying here is, look, that's a good question. So let me try to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. So look right here. You see this is either, to have a choice, you can either have a shoe with extra stability or extra cushioning. You with me? So that's why you have 2 choices. You with me? And those 2 choices, you're going to order them from 4 different manufacturers. That's why this is a 4. All right. Ian, how are you doing today? All right. Think you got it all under control now? All right. Why don't you tell me number 5 then? So how many possibilities? How many choices do I have to make? No. You can either choose at what? Right, there are 3 choices, right? So you're going to put 3 lines underneath. And your choices are either what? Right, because you're choosing between what? You're choosing between wool or fleece. Are you listening to me? I'm trying to answer your question now. You with me?
Wool or fleece, so wouldn't it be
See, what your mistake you're making is you're just counting these. Here's what I'm trying to explain to you. You have a choice. You can either get it wool or fleece, right? You can get it with a zipper or a crew neck. And you can get it in what? 3 different colors. That's why there are 3 options. This right here is either wool or fleece. This right here is either a zipper or a crew. This is color 1, color 2, or color 3. Do you understand me now? All right. You have 3 options. All right. So now you have 2 options here. How many options do you have in your second choice, Ian? Weren't you doing this one?
Yeah.
And it was what?
2.
2, and then what?
Then minus 12.
Yes, that does equal 12 because you're going to multiply. So there are 12 different possibilities. There are 12 different possibilities. Okay, so let me see if you can do this, Carly. I want you to read number 6 to me.
one spinner can have red, green, yellow, and
It's spun what? Okay. So how many options are we going to be doing? How many events are happening? What are you going to spin? Right? And you're also going to spin for? Right. So how many things are you going to be doing? How many times are you going to spin the spinner? No. Read the last part. What does it say? So if each spinner is spun once, how many times are you spinning? Because on this spinner right here, listen, on this spinner right here, you can have red, green, blue, or yellow. So you're going to spin that spinner. Do you agree? And then this over here is another spinner. You with me on this? So how many times are you going to spin the spinner? You're going to spin it twice. That's why you're having the 2 line segments here. Do you hear me? Now, for this spinner, how many choices do you have? It can be what? 4 choices. That's correct. And on the second spinner, you can have what? That's correct. So how many different options are there going to be if you spin both spinners? That is the answer. All right. All right, here we go, Justice. You read me the next one.
All right. A number cube is ruled. What is the probability of rolling a 4 or lower?
What do you think?
6 times a number cube is 1 number cube. So 4 or lower would be 3. It's not including 4. Or does it include 4?
Well, you read it.
Yeah, not including 4.
Why?
Rolling 4. Oh, wait, never mind. I didn't see the A. You took the 4.
Right. 4 out of how many?
Out of 6.
That's right, which reduces to?
Oh, that would be 2. 2/3.
That is correct. Oh, Bradley, you've been kind of quiet, buddy. Well, let's read the next one.
A number cube is ruled. What is the possibility
is getting higher and higher. 2 out of 6. So 1 over 2.
Beautiful. All right, Carmen, you're up. Read me number 9. All right, so now here's how I want you to handle this. How many events are we doing? How many things are happening?
8.
Hold up a minute. No, don't listen to her. What are you going to be doing? How many? 2 things. That's exactly correct. So what I mean by 2 things, we're going to have this, and we're going to have this. All right? Now, what is the probability of landing on an even number? How many numbers on the dice are there? 8. How many of them are going to be even? So then it would be 4 over 8. That's what I want you to write down now. 4 over 8 times. Now, what's the probability of getting ahead? One out of 2. Perfect. Very good. And 4 over 8 can reduce to what? That's correct. So now you have to tell me what's 1/2 times 1/2. Yeah, good job, girl. 1 out of 4. Beautiful. What's the matter? Why?
Why do you? Oh, never mind.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, Carter, you're up. Number 10, please. Sit up and read it, and let's hear it.
Coin is tossed and a card is drawn from a standard deck of cards.
Okay, so how many things are happening?
2.
2. Carter, you still good now on this? All right. All right, so now tell me.
What is the probability of landing on heads and choosing a card?
So, what's the probability of getting a head?
1/2.
1/2. Now, what's the probability of getting a heart?
Well, isn't there?
Yeah, but just think about it logically. How many different suits are there?
Is it
Name the suits.
clubs, hearts, diamonds, spades?
That's right. So, how many of them are hearts? 1 out of 4. Yes, it could be 1/4. Now, you could have said 13 out of 15 13 out of 52. That reduces down to 1/4. You with me on that? All right, just like I said, what's probably getting red? You can just say, instead of saying 26 over 52, you can just say 1/2. Then if you multiply that together, what do you get? Yes, you get 1/8. All right. Let me hear you. Go, Yusuf. Number 11. What do you have to do? Yes, you do. So what do I put? Yep. Yes, you do, buddy. Good job. Now multiply that out for me. Great.
I got it. Because I did 4 times 3,
And got what?
12.
12
And
times
12 times 6.
You're right, 72. 6 times 10, 6 times 2.
Got it.
All right. All right. Number 12. Beasley, you want to give it a shot? Why don't you read it to me, nice and loud?
The school class ranks can include a student's initials in it and grade monogram. On the ring, how many different monograms, approximately 2 sizes, 5 types of styles, and 3 different styles?
What are we thinking?
Whereas
How many options do I have?
you have big options.
That's right. I have what now?
You have
Mm-hmm.
2 starters,
That's right.
5 touchdowns,
Right.
and 3 goal styles.
So how many different possibilities are there? You don't need a calculator for that, man.
30.
30. Yes, good. All right, hopefully feel like you're getting it now. Okay, well, there's cords over there. Go over there and charge it. All right, everybody good with that? All right, let's take a look at 13. Let's do the last one. All right, I'll let you read. Go.
The table shows the features you can choose for a pay as you go phone plan. How many phone plans have national long distance?
Okay, so I want national long distance. So national long distance is this down here. Now this was kind of confusing, so I want to make sure you're hearing me. All right. So how many different options do we have for your program?
2,
No, I don't think so.
1,
I don't think so.
3,
I don't think so. Well, kind of 3, but really what?
2,
4. Who said 4? That is correct. 4. Good. Because you have what? You have a different phone, you have a feature, you have calling, and you have monthly. Does everybody agree with that? So now here we go. We're going to put this down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How many style of phones can you choose from? 2. Features. Does everybody agree with 3?
2, 3,
3, right? And how many calling areas?
3,
No.
1.
1. Thank you. Why is it 1?
Because there's only 1 national.
That's right. There's only one national long distance.
Oh, okay.
And then how many talk time?
3,
3. So altogether you have how many options? You have 18 options. Everybody okay with that? 18 options. All right, let's see how good you are with B now. Who hasn't read something today? Go ahead, Aiden.
How many custom phone plans include 100 minutes per month?
Okay, hold on a minute. 100 minutes per month, so I highlight that. All right, I still have how many choices, though? 4 choices. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so how many choices do I have for phone? 2 choices. Features.
It says month talking time and paging.
Oh, hold on. I got to make sure I'm right. Includes 100 minutes per month talking and paging. So,
Only 2 for feature.
because I have to do what?
Yeah, it has to have paging.
Has to have paging. Everybody agree? Very smart. So paging has to be here and here. So there are 2 choices there. Very good, Aiden. And then what?
Calling area. 3.
3, I think, right? And then talk time? 1. Thank you very much. That was excellent. So my final answer here now is what? 12. Very good work. Okay, now I want you to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and try to do those on your own. That's your homework for tonight. 6 questions. Everybody with me? Try them right now. Try to get them done right now. Okay? All right, it's not really that big a deal. Just try.